Hello everyone, this is CY once again. Thanks for joining me. Today I'm going to do a quick comparison between two manual hand grinder. Right, of course, one of them is going to be the Commandate C40, and recently I've acquired the ZP6, the ZP6. So I have been playing with this grinder for quite some time, and the tasting profile of this grinder is pretty unique. It is exhibiting a lot of brightness and a very clean cup of coffee, and I would like to compare with the Commandante as well as on my 90mm SSP multi-purpose burr set. So without further ado, let's try to do a comparison and see the difference between the tasting note and whether you should get any of this grinder. So to do this comparison, right, I have set my Commandante to 20 clicks and my ZP6 to, I think at the moment I'm using 4.5, and on my 98mm SSP multi-purpose burr, I'm using at a setting of about, let me see, I'm using about grind setting of 11. So I'm going to dose it 20 grams each, and then I'm going to taste the coffee and then do the comparison. So now you just be watching me brewing the coffee, grinding the coffee. So enjoy the process, right? I'm not going to speed up this process, so you just have to see through the process on how I make the filter coffee. So first, let's measure 20 grams of coffee. Today's coffee is going to be a Colombian coffee. It's from the a micro lot plantation from Nestaleso, Finca El Diviso. It's a wash Caturra light roast. The tasting note of the coffee is starfruit, raspberry, and shortbread. So it's pretty interesting. I like this coffee so far. The roast date is on the 20th of November. Right, 20 grams. Let's feed the Commandante first. 20 grams for the ZP6. And of course, lastly, 20 grams for my 98mm flat burr SSP burr. So let's first heat up the coffee equipment that we're going to use. I'm just going to use a glass dripper, V60 shape. Inside is some sort of origami in terms of style. I'm expecting the total total brew time to be about 3 minutes, and I'm going to use about 1:15 ratio. Okay, so let's start grinding the coffee. First, let's grind the one on the ZP6. It's still really good grinding the coffee on the ZP6. It's really easy, really no effort, especially if you grind for filter coffee. Right, it's done. I can see the static on the ZP6 is pretty, not much static. Okay, next to the Commandante. It is also quite easy. The Commandante has a shorter crank. So I would say it feels easier to grind on the ZP6 than the Commandante. Okay, it's done. You can see static is around the same. It's pretty good. And next will be the my 90mm flat burr grinder. It's done. So 2 conical, one from the ZP6, ZP6, one from Commandante, and 1 flat burr 90mm. So let's do a pour and then compare the taste. Right, let's do a 30 seconds of bloom. I'm using 60 grams of water. Right, the first one has already stopped at 40 seconds, so I'm going to pour. "40 seconds. What I'm doing now is actually to saturate the coffee bed, and I'm not going to flood it. So I will be doing more topping of water until I pour to about 280 ml on each of the dripper. The total brew time now for the first one is approaching 2.5 minutes. I'm aiming at about 3 minutes plus. Okay, that's 280 ml. Slightly lesser than 1:15 ratio. That's 280 ml. Okay, 280 ml. Let's switch off all the kettle. Right, so complete drawn down, about 3 minutes 20 seconds. This one is too. Right, all three of them are pretty consistent in terms of timing. In terms of grind setting, I would say that three of them are pretty close. So this is by far the fairest way I can do, right? In terms of the grind setting, in terms of temperature, and in terms of pour, and in terms of the total ratio. So let's smell the coffee individually. It's quite floral actually. Oh, the smell is very different. This is more intense. This is more outbursting. Oh, these two smells quite similar, but the ZP6 smells out of the smelling, in terms of smell test, right? I think the best is these two. These two are really close to each other, right? They are more saturated with more intensity of the smell, whereas the ZP6, I would say in terms of comparison, maybe about 80 to 90% of the smell of the first of the other two. By far, I think I like the flat burr the most. Right, this is a very balance of the intensity and the outbursting of the smell and the aroma. Right, so let's remove the dripper. Right, let's get some glass and then let's try the coffee while it's hot. Right, I'm also gotten myself a cup of water. Okay, now let's taste the first one. The first one is from the ZP6. It's very pleasant. Really juicy. Let me try the one on Commandante. Oh, I actually like the ZP6 better than the Commandante. The Commandante seems to be a little bit flatter. Let me try the ZP6 again. Oh, the ZP6 is a lot brighter as compared to the Commandante. The ZP6 give me a much more sweeter and juicier cup, whereas the Commandante give me a less juicy cup, a little bit more sedated, and there's a little bit of tanginess in the Oh, this is a very rounded cup. The acidity and the brightness is much lower as compared to the ZP6. I would say this is a very balanced. There's a balance of sweetness and a slightly heavier body as compared to the ZP6. ZP6 has seemingly no body at all. It's just like juice. Yeah. Yeah, it's sweet, but the brightness has reduced drastically by using the flat burr. So let me try the Commandante again. Yeah, the Commandante, the aftertaste of the bean grinder from Commandante has the kind of tanginess in the tongue. Not exactly pleasant. Yeah, but the flat burr grinder 90mm and the ZP6 doesn't have that kind of aftertaste. So let's wait for a short while for the coffee to cool, and then let's try the coffee again. Right, so now the coffee has cooled down quite a bit, and then let's try the coffee one more time. First, let's try the coffee from Commandante. Yeah, the tanginess is still there. Just doesn't feel really good. Yeah, out of the three, this is the one that I don't like the most. Let's try the one on ZP6 again. When it cools, it has a slightly more body. The brightness has reduced, but the sweetness has become better. It's more sweet now. Yeah, but there's no tanginess in the aftertaste. I can definitely taste the starfruit on the 90mm flat burr grinder. Yes, very sweet. Brightness is when it cools down. I would say the 90mm flat burr grinder and the ZP6 taste quite similar to each other. Let me try one more time. Okay, the ZP6 is slightly sweeter, as even compared to my 90mm's SSP flat burr grinder. The brightness is being heightened. The body is almost, there's no body. It tastes almost like juice-like when it's hot. In terms of the flat burr 90mm grinder, it has better body. It has more balance. It is a sweeter cup with less acidity, less brightness in the taste. In terms of smell, I actually like the Commandate the best, but in terms of taste, I actually dislike the Commandante the most, the coffee from Commandante. So this is just a simple test. I'll be testing again with do consider subscribing to my channels if you like what I'm doing. I will see you very soon in the next video. Thanks for watching.